The world famous KROQ at KROQ at Coachella. Miles the DJ here, KROQ music director and host of Locals Only, Sundays at 8 o'clock. A band who has been getting a huge reaction, a lot of buzz over the past few months playing Coachella this weekend. And last, just got off stage, Ian from Militarie Gun. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you, man. You're one of the coolest and best up and coming bands on the planet right now. So it's a pleasure to have you here. You performed earlier in the day. You covered Blur song 2. We're done. We got through it. Tell me about your Coachella experience.
I mean, we try to treat it like it's a normal set. I can get very panicky right before we go on stage. But this, for the 2 weekends, I was like, it's a normal show. And that was what I kept telling myself over and over again. And luckily, it yielded a good result, I think, where it was like I wasn't trying to not kill myself on the side stage. We played in New York on our own tour. It's our fans. It's our people. I was laying in a stairwell before we played, just being like, don't have a panic attack. Don't have a panic attack. And so I've been trying to reassess.
Right.
And that's just to say it's a normal show. It's name brand. It's all these things, but it's us being us. We got to be us. That's it. So
right.
I know how to do that.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
Is getting through weekend 1 helping with weekend 2? Did you find that
I had
that
a little bit of extra nervousness today. I just wasn't sure about what the crowd would be like. And weekend 2 for us blew away weekend 1.
Is that right?
It was hands down. I mean, way better. It was awesome.
You get the cobwebs out a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Definitely.
One thing I love about Militarie Gun, and as you were walking over right now on the Coachella stage, Record Safari, really cool record shop in Los Feliz. They're DJing right now. I've heard New Order songs being
Wait, is that who played Waiting Room? They played Waiting Room?
Yeah, exactly. Fugazi, they played earlier.
So I don't know if you know this. Jackie saw me in a full sprint because I had heard that Ian MacKaye is here.
Oh, word.
And so I hear Waiting Room happening.
You think that they're performing
I literally
on stage.
Was in a full sprint, being like, I am not missing Ian MacKaye singing Waiting Room. There's no way I will die. I will whatever. So Jackie saw me in a full sprint. It was a full sprint. And then eventually. So she said that. It's I just saw him. He was walking over here, and I was like,
oh, man.
Oh, okay. So shout out Record Safari, but also I'm beefing Record Safari.
Thought there was a Fugazi performance happening.
Now they're playing the
Coachella,
Office.
Which, by the way, it's Coachella, so you never know. Jackie, shout out.
You don't know.
Tour manager of Militarie Gun. I bring it up because so many blends of different music that they're playing out there, DJing on the main stage, and it's one of the things I love about Militarie Gun. You hear the influences of so many different genres of music, and in this day of genre blending and blurring, I can hear the pop sensibilities in your music. I can tell you're a fan of music. It's punk at its core, but talk about your love for music, the influences that it has on you, different genres, pop music in particular. There's something about what you do that as a listener I can tell this guy knows his music. You know what I mean?
So I'll say first and foremost, I am a confrontational dickhead.
Word.
It's been a problem very recently in my life. But so that's the background. That's the root, right? Is confrontation. But then my love for melody and poppiness. And so I think Militarie Gun just blends those two concepts of we want to make pop music that is messed up. We want to make it altered and melted and we view that anything can be an inspiration. We're not limited to being a rock band. We don't think of ourselves as we think of ourselves as a rock band, but not just a rock band. It's we could take from the most disparate of places and find a way, hopefully through my voice, because I think my voice is somewhat distinct, that it'll be grounded by that. That one thing will make it make sense.
Right.
And so we'll pull from Modest Mouse. Modest Mouse Fugazi is the roots. I'm about to go watch The Addicts. Huge root for me is The Addicts. But then it's as time's gone on and I've unlearned my punk, shutting out the world and embracing the world. you slowly take in on new things, but you take it through those punk incompetent hands.
Yeah.
And you try to make it unique and distinct. So I don't know.
Aside from your voice being distinct, which it is, something I love about the band too is the lyrics and the vulnerability. You have a way of like really sharing your internal thoughts and having no boundaries in a way. I think of a song like My Friends Are Having a Hard Time, right?
Yeah.
Such a vulnerable, incredible, beautiful song. Talk about the approach of making a record like that, and kind of, it's almost therapeutic in a way, I would imagine, as a songwriter.
It's there, but well, yeah, it's the way to work through so many things that you don't even know you're going through at times, where I specifically wrote it at a time that I thought I was doing so well.
Yeah.
Which is so funny looking back, and I was like, damn, I was struggling. Like I was not actually doing nearly as well as I thought I was. But I was like, I had a wind in my sails every day. I woke up every day with purpose, which is what makes me happy. And my friends were having family members passing away, friends passing away, losing jobs, whatever. Like the band started during the pandemic, and the record was written, Life Under the Gun was written during the pandemic. And I just felt like, because I had purpose and drive, that I've left my trauma behind. And it's like a little bit like braggadocious, or like just like kind of like that. The first verse is, it used to happen in mine, and then the second verse is, now it happens in mine. And so it's like that like poke in your side, the reminder that it's always going to be there.
Right.
And I don't know, I really love that song, and I'm happy about it. We sent it out to our friend Matt, aka Cola Boy, who passed away recently, and who we're missing. So we just gotta give him a shout out.
It's a beautiful record. Really should be proud of that one. You mentioned forming a band during the pandemic, during COVID. The type of band that you are typically, right? Like you're out doing shows, you're building an audience in front of people. You form a band in March of 2020. You don't play your first show till like August of 21, right? So like, how do you go 18 months being the type of band that you are and getting as big as you've gotten in that short amount of time, playing a festival like Coachella, getting airplay on KROQ? Like, how does that happen, and what was that journey like for you during that time?
I mean, we just wrote songs. Like, that was it. We just wanted to write as much as we could and kind of explore the depths of what Militarie Gun could be, being these, at its core, Militarie Gun is me, Will Acuna, and Waylon Trim, and it's kind of like we wanted to explore our own depths of our minds as kind of incompetent musicians. We pick up a guitar, and every sound is kind of fascinating to us because we've never done it. Other people might go, that's an A, whatever. Like, they might just dismiss it.
A sound to you, like, does
but
it sound
to us,
right?
we're hearing it through these kind of like naive ears, and all we had was time. Like, Will and I made music videos together, and then there's no more music video shoots. It's just, what do we do with our time now? So we just wanted to write and write and write and write, and that's what we did. There's like so many scrap songs. There's so many things that were failed experiments. And because of that, we arrive at what the record is and what the next record is, because we've been like just making things and making things and making things. And so it was a lot of practice, which ultimately meant nothing, because I had a lot to learn when it came to actually like performing live and learning how to sing live.
Right.
But all we could do was exist in like a songwriting, because otherwise, like, what is a band? Like, if you're not working on new material and you don't have a show, what do you guys keep playing the songs and over again? We're not. I have no interest in that.
Yeah.
I already wrote that song.
Right.
Let's move on to the next thing. Let's move on to the next thing.
Right.
So that was our big thing. It's just like, let's keep finding the next thing, the next exciting thing to us.
With that in mind, what's next for Militarie Gun?
I mean, we just been working on new music. That's it. We just want to keep, we just did this thing where we reinterpreted a bunch of our songs and made them soft, to kind of show what exists within the songs that you don't necessarily know
with
is there.
Manchester Orchestra.
Yeah.
Collab.
Yeah. We did a song with Mannequin Pussy. We did a song with Bully, and we did a song with Manchester Orchestra, all on that record, and came out today for Record Store Day, actually. We did that, and now it's just about like the future and getting a new record out maybe hopefully next year. I don't know. But it's all early stages. We have a lot of songs, but
right.
We don't have the studio time booked.
We'll get you out of here on this. Huge artist on Locals Only on KROQ over the past few months. Great reaction, obviously from Los Angeles, Southern California. How does that influence the music that you make? I mean, Do It Faster is such a great song on KROQ. Post Malone's been posting about it. Like it's this huge thing. How does LA sort of influence the music that you do?
Well, I mean, LA influences it in the way of, someone could just be standing in front of you, just go faster, traffic is a major part of Los Angeles. But I mean, ultimately, I think that Los Angeles' biggest influence on Militarie Gun is just the idea that anything's possible. Like it's corny to talk about, but it is this kind of land of possibilities. I moved to Los Angeles to direct music videos and commercials, maybe someday movies, but that's what I moved to Los Angeles for. And somehow I'm here playing Coachella. So it does feel like this kind of fucked up land of dreams.
Right.
It kind of is what the movies portray it to be for me.
It's like a real high ceiling, right? But
you're just on a given day you meet someone that changes your life.
Right.
It's crazy.
Who knows? Maybe Fugazi reunites out of nowhere. That's possible because of all of the precedent that's been set living in Los Angeles. Well, I can talk to you for hours. This has been incredible, Ian. Thank you for the time.
Thank you,
Cody. I know your arm is probably hurting, so we'll wrap this up. Backstage at Coachella, Miles the DJ with KROQ and Militarie Gun.
Thank you.